Start now to enjoy your good times in pictures.
Welcome to WhatGear Reviews. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but this one is going to be really cool. We've got 3 Realme smartphones, starting with the Realme 8 5G, one of the best 5G budget smartphones that you can get right now, versus the mid-tier Realme 8, which of course is the Realme 8 Pro, a very awesome mid-range smartphone. It's going to be interesting to see how much of a jump up in camera quality there is between the entry level and the mid-range. And of course, we've got to throw the flagship in there as well. And right now what you're looking at is the video quality on the flagship, the Realme GT. Let me know what you think of the difference between video quality on the front-facing cameras. And before we begin, if you're not subscribed,
yesterday you said tomorrow, so just do it!
And if you just did that, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. Anyway, you ready to look at some photos? Let's go. So let's get the mugshots out of the way first. What's interesting here is all 3 of these phones have a 16 megapixel selfie shooter, but they do have slightly different apertures though. And you'll probably notice straight away by looking at these pictures, my skin looks perfect, particularly on the 8 5G and GT pictures. I did use the out of the box settings on all 3 phones, so those 2 default to beauty mode as standard. When it comes to colors, you can see we've got a slightly darker image on the 8 5G picture, with the colors being slightly cooler on the 8 Pro and the GT. You can see we've got much warmer tones, with the GT picture being slightly more saturated than the Pro. When it comes to color tones, it really is down to personal preference. Let me know which one you like the best. I personally like the 8 Pro image here. What about you? Okay, picture 2. So this is a HDR selfie. For those of you wondering what that is, high dynamic range mode is usually activated on a phone when there's a very strong source of light in the shot. In this case, it's the background. The phone will try to handle that strong backlight without losing detail in the foreground, and this is quite difficult to do. So let me know by looking at these photos which one of these phones' HDR abilities look the best. Okay, this is the last mugshot, and you might be wondering why I look like shit here. And I'm not gonna lie, this was the day after England made it to the European Cup final, and I had the hangover from hell. Anyway, I had to take this selfie portrait for you guys. Essentially what the portrait mode is trying to do is generate this blurry background. And sometimes some phones can struggle with edge detection, but here you can see all 3 actually did really well. In terms of the amount of blur, it can be adjusted after the fact, so we won't really discuss too much about that. What we should really focus in on here is which one delivers the best overall results in the portrait mode. I personally like the 8 5G here, surprisingly. Even though it's the cheapest, I kind of like that darker and high contrast look it's got. I just like it. What about you? Picture 4, the macro. So all 3 phones have an ultra macro lens. This is a camera feature that allows you to get really close to your subject to capture those tiny details. And I spent quite a while doing this. Finding the right distance for the phones to focus was a little bit difficult, but overall I'm impressed with the results here. I feel like the GT is the clear winner. The color balance is very different on each picture, so you might actually prefer one of the other 2. Let me know in the comments below. But I must say I'm impressed with all 3 macros. Picture 5, HDR. So here's a shot to test the HDR on the rear cameras. And do you know how hard it is to get 3 pictures that look identical of a dog? It ain't easy. Anyway, check out the storm clouds in the sky here. The sun is somewhere behind them. And I think you'll agree the GT is performing the best. It's picking out the most details in the clouds. It's close though. What do you think about this one? Picture 6, maximum resolution. So all 3 phones have high megapixel counts on the primary shooters. The max resolution picture mode on each phone will utilize all of those megapixels. So we've got a 48 megapixel shooter on the 8 5G. We've got a 108 megapixel shooter on the 8 Pro and a 64 megapixel shooter on the GT. And at first glance, all of these look really good to me, but this might surprise you. Let's crop in on these pictures. So you probably didn't expect this, did you? The 8 5G, the budget smartphone, appears to be the most detailed, and there's various explanations for why this might be. I really didn't spend all that much time taking this picture. I literally just took the phones out of my pocket, put them into the ultra megapixel mode and took the photos. And what an interesting result this is. Anyway, let's roll a few more day photos before we get into the night photos and all of the videos side by side and slow-mo comparison. And don't forget, let me know which one's winning. This is the stabilization test. All three phones are in the steady stabilization mode. Let's see what we got. Three, two, one, 4K 30. So what did you think? Which one of these phones had the best video quality, best stabilization, best HDR and all of that? And now it's time for my favorite section, the night shootout. And we will be using the dedicated night modes. And I'm not going to comment on these. I'm going to be relying on you guys to let me know which one is performing best here at night. And I'll join you at the end of the video to offer you my opinion. Right, so generally speaking, the 8 Pro and the GT are so close when it comes to night mode. I think the GT just edges it out just a bit, but we would expect that. It is the flagship. With that said, the 8 5G, being the budget smartphone, actually really surprised me. The night mode was actually pretty awesome. Overall, all three phones have great camera abilities. Let me know what you think about this. Is it worth spending the extra money for the flagship, or do you think the budget smartphone is good enough, or would you be happy with somewhere in the middle with the 8 Pro? And let me know if any of the results in this video surprised you. I'd love to hear what you think. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and if you just subscribed, you're now one of the finest subscribers known to man. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe later.